it's a brand new day, a brand new morning, and of course, a brand new start. All the same, you're watching Wake Up Nigeria.
I'm liking your energy this morning, and it's yet another Tuesday.
You know
the second day of the week.
like this.
Oh yeah, today is the day.
Yes, there's
I'm
a
wondering
match
why
today.
you're not wearing your jersey.
Honestly,
You know that jersey is like a talisman for Nigeria.
like really,
So you should have just been wearing it.
it was just an afterthought, but don't worry, I have it somewhere in my office.
All right. It's the second day of the working week, and there's so much going on in the world already, but we're here to help you catch up.
Yes, indeed. Now, my name is Titilayo Oyinso.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. And not only are we coming to you live on TV, but thanks to 21st Century Technology, we are also streaming live on Facebook at TVC Connect and on our website at tvcontinental.tv.
Very importantly, remember the comment section. It's a big deal. Social media handles are always right there, open just for you to make your comments. Remember to use our hashtag, that's Wake Up Nigeria, when you put out your opinions, your comments, your thoughts.
And predictions.
Yes, indeed, we need your predictions.
For today's match.
So how many goals are we going to use to finish them? Please tell us. We need to know.
Should we ask Mary?
Mary always has some very outlandish
Mary's like a
predictions.
football pundit, so she could just go off on a tangent right
The
now.
thing is this, it could go either way. Argentina is getting to pick their own team members today, who's going to play today. So we are just keeping our fingers crossed. We don't know what surprises they might have for us. So
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
I don't want to make any predictions and go.
Well, today is the big day, and so well, of course we're going to be doing updates and
Yes,
stuff
indeed.
like that.
So what do you think? Is Messi going to make a mess of it? Tell us. We need to know.
Yeah.
But let's tell you what's happening on the show today.
Yeah, one thing you can be sure of on Wake Up Nigeria is that we do bring you some entertaining and informational content.
Informative, maybe?
Okay, informative.
Yeah, informative.
Informing, informative.
Educating you, informing you, doing everything
Informative.
just for you.
What did I call it? Informational.
Yeah, it's going to be great today.
We do it every day, and today will be no different.
Now, parenting is a big deal for us. Our children mean so much to us, and Izefua is always on standby to talk to us about discovering great things about our kids, especially when it comes to the strengths of our children.
All right.
After that, we'll be connecting with Promise Efoge. He is our correspondent, and he's live in Russia for the 2018 FIFA World Cup holding right now.
Then right after, it's entertainment news, a much needed update in the world of glitz, glam, and fame.
Then,
Of course, entertainment news will be right after that.
yes, indeed,
we're going to be
are very, very excited to find out what's happening in the world of
we're going to be
entertainment.
playing some catch up today in entertainment news. And Mike Masakeno is back.
Yes, indeed. Now, finally, we will be having a chat with Nigerian comedian MC Lively.
The first time, people that know how to tight, that know how to Idamewa, one time of people in Ekiti, they want to beat Nigeria. I told them that they will suffer it. What do you mean? You take his waist that I buy Nigerian jersey. I buy Nigerian jersey original 2.5. You take his waist. I buy Nigerian jersey. I'm not wearing. I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
I wonder if you'll be able to mouth off like this tomorrow. The place that struck me was a country that is not up to Idamewa. Idamewa, for those who don't understand, means 10th of Nigerian population.
Exactly.
There are about 400,000 in Iceland. So it's like a country that is not up to 10%
It's not even
of
up to the population of
Nigeria.
Lagos.
Oh my
It's
God.
not even up to the population of Ikeja.
Ikeja.
Is what you should say.
That's crazy.
It's like K2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I mean, you're talking about 20 million in Lagos.
Yeah.
Oh,
20
goodness.
million in Lagos. So in Ikeja, you're looking at 5 million. Don't try Ikeja. You never move around in Ikeja.
About 2 million.
Okay, let's say.
By the
but then
way,
you're looking at K2.
welcome back,
You're looking at
Mike.
K2. Hey, that's what's up.
We have to say we kind of
days.
missed you.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I have a song for that. I don't know what we're doing or doing all this update. I have a song for the Super Eagles now.
What?
You guys used to play, did your school used to play sports, like go for matches with other schools while you were in secondary school? And they
of
used to
course.
have chants now.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's two. The number one, Oh, come and see them, sell. Oh, come and see them, sell, say them be players. That's what I'm going to be singing for Messi. There's one guy who used to, I don't know where he came from. Agaracha must to come down. I don't know who's Agaracha. I used to sing that one. There's one that we can't try. The second one. Okay, like for instance, Argentina, cassava, like, they do like say, now them go we. But that's not for Messi. Messi should not come online. Messi should not wake up today. That's the wahala. Like, that guy should wake up.
It's gonna be, I mean...
No, but really, I see him being like one of the heads of the supporters club going to the next one.
It's just like what...
Hopefully.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
A friend of mine remixed Maya. You know Wizkid's Maya. He said, oh yeah, put all the Messi, put up for Dosby, you know.
Okay, all right.
Okay, you know what? I'm hoping that by 7 p.m. today...
We'll all still be smiling.
We'll all still be smiling at the end of the match.
No, that should be 9 p.m.
Okay, well, at 9 p.m. at the end of the match, we'll still be smiling. Just also in the news, it's been a sad couple of days. Yeah. Apart from the fact that we're looking forward to the football. Lots of killings in Plateau, and back and forth from the government. All of that is going on recently. Yeah,
and there'll definitely be a lot more information about what's actually happening on the news. We have Veronica on standby for that.
Thank you, Titi. To the news now. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has condemned the weekend killings in Barkin-Ladi local government of Plateau State and urged community leaders to proffer solutions for lasting peace. Osinbajo was in the state and said he was shocked to hear about the incident despite a peace pact recently signed by 15 nationalities in the area. The vice president assured Plateau people that President Buhari has ordered all security agencies to ensure the perpetrators are arrested and prosecuted. In the meantime, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, says the force has deployed a special intervention force to Plateau State. This comes after an attack that led to the death of 86 people. The intervention force comprises an intelligence response team, special tactical squad, 5 armored personnel carriers, surveillance helicopters, and 3 police mobile force units. According to Force Police spokesman Jimoh Moshood, the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations has relocated to Plateau to coordinate and supervise operations on the ground. Now, the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State has dismissed the employment forms rolled out by the Ekiti State government as a ploy to defraud the people of Ekiti State of their votes. The APC governor's candidate, Kayode Fayemi, urged the Ekiti people not to be fooled by the forms rolled out in the twilight of the present administration. Fayemi questioned why it took 3.5 years to ask people to obtain employment forms for which they require permanent voter cards to fill. The United States of America will partner Nigeria to develop its human capital and educational institutions so they'll be globally competitive. U.S. Mission Nigeria Public Affairs Officer Dasi Zota believes sound institutions and enhanced human capital will make needed technological transfers easy. She was at a one-day workshop at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka, where she talked to students about grants and scholarships to study in the U.S. universities. And in a quest to ensure that students and broadcasters speak right, ace broadcaster Bimbo Oloyede presented a book titled Strictly Speaking in Lagos. She says the book seeks to promote effective communication for anyone who makes use of the book. Veteran journalists at the occasion also highlighted the importance of speaking right at all times. The book is a major contribution to Nigeria's media development. And that's all for the news at this hour. Stay tuned for more at the top of the hour. Up next, let's see what the weather will be like in today's weather forecast.
right, it's time for us to look at the newspaper headlines this Tuesday morning. We're starting with The Punch and outrage over Plateau killings. Buhari, Saraki, ACF, Khan, Falana condemn massacre. Federal government promoting injustice by not prosecuting killers. Taminu Suraki and a couple of other writers there. 49 million naira scam. Buhari dissolves NABTEB board. Reinstates suspended registrar. Amcon to sell its shares in Aero Contractors. And finally, I won't go to jail because I have integrity, says Buhari. All on the cover of The Punch.
On the cover of The Guardian newspaper, it says, calls for Nigeria's, or rather nation's restructuring parochial, says President Buhari. Promises to probe sale of Urobo land donated to military. And it also says here, National Assembly appeals verdict on election reordering. Nigerians should not return Buhari in 2019, says Atiku campaign group. Why Nigeria must beat Argentina today. Then finally, Plateau killers avenged cattle theft, says Mieti Allah. That's what we have on The Guardian.
Up next is the Daily Sun and the headline, Tears, Anger Over Bloody Plateau. We'll get killers, vows Buhari. IGP deploys special force. PDP, Zaraki, Dogara groups condemn a massacre. Nnamdi Kanu's men granted bail. Barred from rallies, press interviews. Restructuring. Agitators have personal agenda, says the president. And finally, World Cup, no mercy for Messi in battle against Argentina, says Raw. All on the cover of the Daily Sun.
I don't know what it is about Messi's name that creates so many puns. It says on the cover of The Nation, anger over Plateau killings. It says, Buhari says, justice will be done. Osinbajo in Jos says, stop killings. It also says here, battle against Argentina, no special treatment for Messi. On Ekiti 2018, Kwankwaso calls for credible poll. It also says Omoyeni MPN, INEC sued over ticket. Then finally, it also says here, 500 billion naira to fix housing gap. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
Up next is This Day and the headline, Buhari, politicians taking advantage of killings. Osinbajo visits Plateau, Mieti Allah explains attack. Police, army deploy more special forces. A presidential comment insensitive, says PDP. Khan cries to UN, AU, Commonwealth for help. Says restructuring advocates have personal agenda. That's the president there. Report, Nigeria overtakes India as world's poverty capital. Wow. Nigeria now has the largest number of extremely poor persons. Terrorism remains a major threat to peace, security in Nigeria, says EU. That's all we have on the cover of This Day.
Now that is the saddest news I've heard right now. On the Nigerian Tribune, it says, outrage over Plateau massacre. Nigerians condemn Buhari, security agencies. Desperate politicians behind killings, says Buhari. IG deploys DIG, 2 helicopters, 5 APCs. Osinbajo in Jos laments killings. It also says here, Nigeria overtakes India as country with the largest number of extreme poverty growing by 6 persons every minute, the report says. Then finally, restructuring, based on selfish motives, can still be accommodated, says Buhari. That's what we have on the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, up next is the New Telegraph and the headline, human life now cheap in Nigeria, says Buhari. Blames Plateau killings on cattle rustling. Defense headquarters, police deploy special forces, helicopters, and armored personnel carriers. Osinbajo, this madness must stop. Saraki, Nigeria not safe. Airtel, 9Mobile tackle MTN over Visaphone's spectrum. And call for restructuring of Nigeria parochial, says federal government. CJN to judges, don't make yourself scapegoats. APC convention, security bars Emeho from entering Aso Rock. IPOB, court admits Kanu's co-accused to bail. And a couple of other stories here on the communal crisis in Cross River. Pregnant woman, children killed in a Boeing. That's a sad one there. All on the cover of the New Telegraph.
The Vanguard newspaper says Plateau massacre, retaliation for lost 300 cows, says Mieti Allah. It also says here Buhari regrets attacks, says politicians taking advantage of farmers, herders, clashes. It also says here 9 Mobile Airtel opposed transfer of Visa phones 800 megahertz spectrum license to MTN. How Dibanji's son drowned on page 6. There's more on that. And then finally, federal government recommends compulsory TB test for public servants and students. That's what we have on the Vanguard.
All right. And finally, we have complete sports. Everybody's talking about the Nigeria-Argentina match at 7 p.m. today. Raws. No mercy for Messi. Full of puns today. And Eagles coach Ido say their focus is to get a second-round ticket. Why we are confident we can beat Argentina. Banks on red-hot Musa to inspire Eagles. Mikel seeks revenge over Messi. Says Argentina captain stole 2015 FIFA Under-20 Golden Ball from him. Ekong, Ido to miss second round if, and then there's a story there. And that's all we have on the cover of Complete Sports.
And we had quite a lot of headlines today on the papers.
Bunch of headlines. I mean, we just went through 10 newspapers.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
But after all this information, we need to calm it down with something sweet. And we know that in our kitchen today, someone sweet is right there with Mary.
Hey, guys.
That's right. I've got Oluchi here, glowing and all. Well, you're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. It's another time to look into the world of culinary arts. If you're just joining us, this is the kitchen segment on Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm here with the lovely chef Oluchi, and she has got something delicious for all of us today. I'm going to call you Baker Oluchi.
All right, that's fine.
Because you haven't cooked for me yet. So
okay.
We'll just stick to the baker. All right, so what are we making today?
Okay, we're going to be making chocolate buttercream to use as the filling for these cakes we have right here.
Chocolate buttercream.
Yes.
Okay, so the cakes have been baked
already. Yes.
Already. So tell us, what's this?
This chocolate flavor. We have 3 layers here. We have 2 chocolate flavors, and then we have just one of red velvet.
Okay. Then of course the
sprinkles. We have our flavor here, chocolate flavor. We have icing sugar, and then we have some cocoa powder.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do we have in there?
Okay, we already have our butter in here.
Okay.
And then we have our icing sugar already pre-measured here and sieved. So we'll just put it right into the pan and get it mixing.
Can the butter be substituted with margarine?
Very well, it can.
It can?
Yes.
And it will work just as well?
It will work just fine.
Okay, so let's get started. What do we do first?
All right, so we'll just beat this a bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit, and then we'll begin to add our icing sugar.
A little at a time?
A little at a time.
On average, the process takes how long?
10 minutes, 30, depending on the quantity of the buttercream you're making. So if you have a large cake, you know it's going to take a longer time to have your buttercream ready.
So, but for this cake we have, which for me is large, this is a lot of cake to it. How long will it take?
In less than 5 minutes, we should be done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we should be done. Just for the filling, though, not for the cover, not for the decorating.
Okay.
Yes.
So the decorating is different from the filling?
Yes, they're totally different. The filling is what the filling is what you have in between the layers of your cakes. You could have jam, you could have buttercream. It depends, but we're using buttercream for this. So this is just for the filling. The covering is what you use for the decoration. That's the first thing that's going to be around the cake. So you either have...
What I was actually referring to was, what's the difference between how you make both?
Oh, okay. There's basically no difference. It's just the same method. But for me as a baker, I like to make the one I use in between a little lighter. Yes, okay. I make it a little lighter than what I'll use for the first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much icing sugar is this?
So we have 500 grams of icing sugar already.
After being sieved or before?
After.
After being
sieved.
Okay.
Well, they usually come pre-measured already in the packages. So you can just sieve and then use it. You have in 500 grams, you have 1 kg, You even have up to 5 kg. So yes.
You're going to be using all of this?
Yes, I will.
Right. That's a lot of sugar. But then, of course, that's why cakes are called treats. They're supposed to be once in a while, not every time. Okay, so in the meantime, can you tell us how you arrived at this?
Okay, so like I said, this is a chocolate cake. It's quite different from this.
Yeah.
So it's an oil-based recipe. So
when you say oil-based, what do you mean?
Yeah, instead of using like margarine or butter, you use oil as a substitute for your butter.
But then, of course, that's why cakes are called treats. They're supposed to be once in a while, not every time. Okay, so in the meantime, can you tell us how you arrived at this?
Okay, so like I said, this is a chocolate cake. It's quite different from this.
Yeah.
So it's an oil-based recipe. So
when you say oil-based, what do you mean?
Yeah, instead of using like margarine or butter, you use oil as a substitute for your butter or your margarine.
Okay.
So you don't have butter, and you just have oil. Okay. And then you have your sugar, you have your cocoa powder, you have your flavor as well.
While you go on with all of that, we'll talk more about the chocolate cake.
Okay.
We have to go on a quick break now, okay?
All right.
But don't you touch the dial. Wake Up Nigeria will be back shortly. All right then, you're welcome back to the show. This is still Wake Up Nigeria, and we are in the process of doing some magic here, especially with a lot of cream going on here. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. It's simply divine, and it's just chocolate. I guess because I'm so in love with chocolate. So I see our butter and cocoa powder. Tell us everything in here.
Okay, so we have the butter, we have cocoa powder, and then, okay, I've not added the flavor yet. I'm supposed to add the flavor
icing sugar
into
as well.
it, and then we have the icing sugar.
All right.
So I'll quickly do just that.
I didn't ask you how much butter you put in there.
Oh, we have 250 grams of butter in here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is 5 ml of, that's equivalent to 1 teaspoon of flavor. So just add it in there.
All right, then you keep moving.
Then we keep moving.
Then how much cocoa powder did you put in there?
And we have 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder in there.
3 tablespoons?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so we need to prep this, right?
Yes, so I'll just trim this quickly and then we'll fill the cakes and then layer it as well.
Okay. So we take this away?
So we'll take this away.
This looks yummy already.
So you keep your knife flat on it and let me just drop this here. It has to be leveled as you're trimming this way.
What's the importance of it being level?
Well, if you're going to have a perfectly finished cake looking all fine, trim, no bulges, you have to ensure that it's properly leveled before you do your filling.
Does that include the sides?
It includes the sides as well. I'm going to trim the sides as well.
Okay.
So we're just fine with this. I'll take it down with bits.
Okay.
All right, and then we're good to go. Our buttercream is ready now for the filling. Yes.
All right, so let's start with the filling.
Okay, so I like to have, when I have two flavors like this, I have to like to have the one that is different in the between. Middle. Yeah, in the middle. So I'll start off with the chocolate.
Let me help you with this. You can put this there.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. So just take this out a bit.
You did put a bit of water. Is that compulsory or just optional?
Yes, it is.
You need to put a little water.
Put a little water in between.
It was about 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons is fine.
So be very careful not to put too much water.
2 tablespoons is fine.
Or you end up with something completely different.
It's going to be way too light, so 2 tablespoons is just fine.
Okay.
So I'll spread that in between.
This is to layer. I believe the layering is also to hold it tight. So
yes, to hold it together.
Yeah.
Well, when you have higher cakes, say for wedding cakes or cakes that are taller in height, you have to use what we call a dowel rod. So it's a food-safe kind of stick that goes into the cake.
Okay.
Yeah, just to hold
keep
it together. Yes.
Like you use a toothpick to hold food together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to put this right here.
All right.
Yeah. And then we'll trim again.
Because it's been turned upside down.
Yeah.
For balance. Okay.
And then you have to, because we use butter and flour for greasing the pans, so that the cakes don't stick to the pan. You have to get that off.
Of that, okay.
You have to get that off.
So what you're actually cutting off is the butter and the flour?
Yes, from the pan. So take that off before we fill again.
Okay. So we fill again?
Yes.
This process seems to take about 20 to 30 minutes, considering the fact that we're still going to decorate the cake.
Yes, please.
Okay. So let's layer it on. Okay.
Okay.
Just a little at a time.
Yes, please. Well, you could have more if you want. It depends on your choice, on your preference as a baker. So I like to have mine light in between.
It's okay to use whipped cream or something else?
It's okay to use whipped cream. It's okay to use jam. Depends.
Whatever you have that
can available.
Feel it. Okay. Fantastic. Stuff you can always do with children. I'm always interested in stuff you can do with your children, because sometimes you have to engage them on Saturdays, for example. So you bake and tell them, you know what, get this one done for me. Okay. So we do the last layer.
Yeah, we do the last layer.
Right.
It's the chocolate.
Yeah, that's the chocolate. So we have chocolate, red velvet, chocolate.
And then chocolate again, so.
I just checked the calendar again, and it turns out that today is my birthday.
Oh, really?
This is like the 4th birthday of the year.
Happy birthday for the first time.
The real one is still in November.
All right.
But you know,
I'm also November.
Oh, really? November
yes,
what?
3rd.
3rd. I'm 14.
Okay.
Yeah. I share the same birthday with Prince Charles.
Oh, wow.
Makes me feel like a princess sometimes.
So we're going to take off the sides.
Okay.
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 So just place your knife flat on the side of the cake and then move in a zigzag motion to get off the excess, and so that you have the layers uniform.
Okay. So this is how come when you cut a cake, everything seems so uniform?
Yes.
Because it's been trimmed.
It has to be properly trimmed.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so she'll go on with the trimming. Maybe some other time where we get to see the entire process of decorating. But don't worry, when you see the cake at the end of the show, it will definitely be decorated. I just love how the different items in our kitchen come together to make cooking so easy. And we have some support to get this done. Homely NG, we need to thank you for that. Speaking of which, they recently opened their newest outlet in Lekki. Let's give you a feel of the place.
To find out from you why you decided to come and check out Homely NG.
I look for quality all the time, and depending on what you want in the office, I don't buy for the house. That's something for my wife to do. But when I look occasionally for office products, I see things that can be used in the office.
I'm trying to get one of the frames.
Oh, okay.
I like the quote on one of those frames, so I already checked the price. I'm going to pick it up before I leave.
I trust their quality. I'm a regular customer of Homely, and this is not my first time anyway. I trust their quality.
So I want to find out from you one salient question. What is that thing that Homely NG promises its customers?
Unrivaled customer service. So unrivaled customer service, then uncompromising good quality. So for us, two things matters: the product and the customers.
All right, there you have it. And so I am now going to take you through the store to see some of the quality products that we have in here. Okay, so first I'm standing by a large bowl stroke mug, and this is it's an oversized mug, actually, ideal for cereals, for, you know, just picture yourself lounging on your couch with a nice movie and some cereal in your hand. This is the mug for you to use. There's also stuff for your bathroom, shower curtains, and they're here in different colors. I like striped stuff. There's floral designs, polka dots. And so basically this is, you know, an ideal place for a lifestyle lover to just go and eventually buy. In this part of the store, we have kitchen utensils, all sorts of kitchen utensils. So you have a whisk, measuring spoons, the tin opener, bottle holder, cheese graters. There's all sorts of kitchen utensils here. So if you are a lover of food and a lover of preparing food, you probably want to check this aisle to see if there's any utensil here that you do not already have. And then we have storage containers for cereal and food. And they're easy to stack on each other, they're easy to keep by each other, they're easy to organize. So you keep your environment looking clean and neat and organized with things like this. Okay, so moving even further into the store, I'm finding something that we have. Our Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Yeah. So we have this exact chopboard. And our chefs can tell you that nothing has happened to them since we have been using them. So if you want one exactly like this, you probably want to stop by the Homely NG store. We've got these pieces for separating tea and coffee. There's salt and pepper shakers and, you know, biscuits and pasta. They're decorative pieces, but they're also for storage and ideal for a kitchen, especially if you like classy looking things. If you want to give your kitchen a touch of difference, instead of just going for bland things, you want to go for things that serve a decorative purpose and also a functional purpose. I have been at the Homely NG store, the newest outlet at Lekki, and I hope that I've given you a worthy tour of the place. This is Ashegbe Abimbola. I have been reporting for Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now, as a parent, I am passionate about anything that concerns children. And I know a lot of you out there feel the same way, which is why we have Ezefua back to talk to us about discovering a child's strengths. And we're going to pick up from where we left off last week. Now, last week, we looked at the fact that children are born with innate qualities. Yeah. And a lot of these qualities get lost along the way if parents don't discover them early and try to hone in on some of them. Yeah. Yes, and then at some point you were talking about one of your daughters and the fact that she's very loving and nurturing and all of that. Can we pick up from there?
So I was talking about, and it's interesting because something happened after then, so I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So I was talking about my daughter having the character strength of love. Yeah. So some people may say, but we all love, but it's the degree to which you have it. So Haz is visible at a very, she's 6, Haz is visible at a very young age. You can see that she's highly empathic, she's deeply concerned about what happens to not just herself, but other people. You may tend to call her extremely sensitive, but it's that sensitivity that even makes her to notice and observe other people's pains and concern. Yeah. So 2 things happened where this strength came to fore. During the week, I don't know if that's even the story I shared where my baby was crying. Was that the story I shared?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the story you started.
Okay, so that story, maybe I emphasized that story. So we're about to leave for school and my younger baby did not want to brush her teeth. I know parents understand the drama. And my typical way at that moment, I was not going to cajole her. I just told her what I would do. I talk about that and I follow through. If you're not ready to brush your teeth, darling, mommy's going to take your other sisters and go to school. So we got into the car. Here my empath starts to cry. That's her sister. Yeah. Starts to cry and she starts to say, Mommy, please don't leave her. Mommy, please don't leave her. Mommy, wait for her. And I was quiet. Yeah. We got into the car and my other daughter immediately started saying, but I woke up very early. She can't make me go to school late. Let's go, Mommy, please, let's go. So I sat in front and I was listening to the conversation. Yeah. One was saying, Mommy, let's go, Mommy, let's go. We can't be late. The other one was saying, Mommy, please don't leave her. And the next thing, my daughter, who I'm talking about, I said she has this character strength of love, looks at her sister and say, you're saying let's go because you're only thinking about yourself.
Wow.
You know when you have this light, but I just went bang, bang. honestly, in that moment, you expect, I wasn't judging, right? It wasn't right or wrong, because both of them were displaying very strong character strength.
Yes.
The one who was saying, Mommy, let's go, her character strength, she has very good judgment. Is a character strength. The other one who was saying, Mommy, please wait, she has a character, and we have several, not just one, of love. And that's almost like a right brain, left brain. So immediately it showed me as a parent what was already obvious and strongly developed.
So let's talk about a scenario.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of times you can find a child that is very expressive.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can talk out of turn. They're very garrulous, and you know, in African culture, you don't want kids talking too much and all of that.
Yomi, that's why we need to understand this, because many times, even during my workshops, parents come to that point where they realize what they think is a bad thing, like you're talking too much. That is actually a character strength. But what we say is your character strength, even this in adults, can either be at the balcony or the basement. So that's a metaphor. What I mean by that is, when your character strength is at the balcony, you're using it properly. So you're a talker, you're very expressive, you're able to communicate properly. When your character strength is at the basement, you are overusing that strength. So you do not have enough control to pause and wait for other people to take turns. So my awareness as an adult in the life of my child is to recognize this is not bad, it is a good thing. However, I need to begin to train and teach my child, even first by modeling, how to use that character strength effectively.
Right, okay.
So when you overuse it, it almost looks as though it is a weakness, but it is a strength.
Right. So instead of just shutting up the child every single time the child is talking,
in such a scenario, you can even give, it could be a conversation you have. For example, you talk to your child. That's why we say take time for training. You talk about listening. When someone else is talking, would you give someone permission to also express themselves? You could choose to be respectful and have signals. For example, I do that with my kids. They're all talking. Parents know that everyone is talking at the same time. And I just go, your sister is talking, please, would you listen?
Right.
I did not say shut up. I didn't say you talk too much. I just, we call it focusing on the solution. I drew your attention to the fact that you also need to listen to someone else talk.
How about when a child is too playful? Like sometimes parents say, you're too playful, or you don't concentrate. Meanwhile, some of those children are probably artistic, or that there's certain things about them, but we just say you're too playful, and then we smack them and ask them to concentrate.
There is no child that is too playful. I say that to parents a lot. There is no child. It is setting boundaries, creating routines, and intentionally creating time for play. You would find children, for example, you said that are artistic, even children that have a very strong sense of humor. One of my daughters, I can see clearly. She has so you see comedians today, if you trace back, they actually had the character strength of humor.
So they've always been funny.
They've always been funny. They're able to look at a bad situation and turn it into something that everyone would laugh about. That is a strength. But if you do not manage that properly, you kill it. So a child that you would term too playful, how about you, together with the child, design an opportunity for uncontrolled play with limits. So this is your playtime, for example, and this is the time to do other things, and stick to it. But don't attack the playfulness. Because what happens is these children go to school, it's regimented, and you have children that are extremely creative. You can't box them. They need that time to let it all out. The brain needs the time to play, to explore. And interestingly, when they play, their brains are growing. So we need to also look at that. It's about focusing on the good. So the whole conversation is looking at your child and noticing the good first before. And we have what we call a negativity bias, when we tend to see the negatives instead of the positive. So we need to be aware of that.
Because you want to bring out the best in a child, but then if you then go about it from the negative perspective, it then has a negative outcome on the child.
Absolutely.
Itself. Right. Okay, so let's then talk about the benefits now. The fact that what's the outcome going to be in 5 years? And when the child is a teenager, whatever it is that we're doing now when the child is 3, 4, 5 is what is eventually going to happen. So how do we begin?
So the benefits of character strength, number one benefit, extreme self-awareness, where you've raised an adult or a teenager who knows him or herself. I teach teens in church, and just this Sunday where we had an activity I was doing with the children where I was asking them, and we said, what are your talents? But I decided to twist it to say not just your talents, because when we say what are your talents, you could say, my talent is writing. But in the talent of writing lies a character strength of creativity.
Right.
That could find expression, for example, in art. Do you know, after that activity, my heart bled. I kept saying, these are teens. If you ask them, what don't you do well, what are your weaknesses, they can tell you because we point it out. But they could not clearly say, I am loving. I am a curious person. I have good judgment. I am brave. I have zest. Those are all character strengths.
Right.
They couldn't say. So first of all, extreme good self-awareness, which in your adult life, I'm sure you recognize that you need it badly.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you know your character strength, you are able to actually handle adverse situations. Now, this is important. Because when you have adversity, then you realize, I have capacity to deal with this. And you can draw on the strength within you to deal with this situation. You find someone, say, for example, who just, maybe you failed an exam as a teenager. You're able to set back and sit and use good judgment, if that's your character strength, to say, what do I need to learn differently? To think, that's good judgment.
Yeah.
What do I need to do differently to get the outcome that I want? Instead of beating yourself and say, I'm bad, I'm a failure. So it helps you during adversity.
Right.
And the older you get, even within your work environment, the qualities we are seeking in our adults, those are character strengths: optimism, perseverance.
Yeah.
And when you know you have it, you can use it.
Wow, amazing. And you always give us this golden nuggets within a short time. And today, we've learned quite a lot regarding focusing on the kids, focusing on the positives.
On the good, and
not the negative. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, so it's time that we go for a break. And of course, there's more on the second half of Wake Up Nigeria. All right, knock, knock.
Who's there?
The second half.
The second half who?
The second half will Wake Up Nigeria. That is such a corny joke. And we are coming to you live with the second hour of this great show. The right ingredients you need to make your mornings feel nice and great.
Yes, indeed. We're live on tvcontinental.tv. We don't do jokes like that every day, but we also stream live on Facebook at TVC Connect. For comments, jokes, contributions, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria. My name is Titi Laya Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. Speaking of comments, don't forget you can make your predictions on tonight's match.
We need it. We need it. How are we going to mess Messi up? How are we going to do that? Yeah.
All right, first we're going to be having the World Cup update. We're going to be connecting with Promise Efoge live in Russia to bring all the updates on what's happening on the tournament.
Then, right after that, we have Mary and Foladele. They're going to be bringing us the entertainment news. There's so much happening in the world of entertainment right now. I have to say, so much to talk about. Can't wait.
And then to round up the show, we will be chatting with Nigerian comedian MC Lively right here on the couch.
They said that name is Iceland. They want to. We want the refrigerator. We have them to microwave. We put them on top of stove. They want to beat us that we are eating fufu. They say Iceland. People that know how to tight. That know how to idamewa. What of people in Ekiti? They want to beat. That. I told them that they will suffer it. What do you mean? You think his waist that I buy Nigerian jersey? I buy Nigerian jersey, original 2.5.
You know, I didn't hear that Ekiti part.
You know, there's no way that it's going to be really difficult for Iceland's population to even grow. Like, even if you had free visas to that place.
This is too cold.
I mean, like, 9 months of the year, it's below 0 degrees.
Yeah, it's like almost always night.
Everyone is hairy. Everybody looks like a bear.
They eat sharks, whales.
They have to keep warm now. Have to keep warm.
They do. Okay, so how do I do that? Special public special service
just
announcement.
Just make the public announcement.
Public
service announcement.
Yeah, public service announcement. So Friday, the 29th of June. Sound effects. Wake Up Nigeria presents
An
event like never before.
Let's just continue with the sound
Going
effect.
down. Come online. Oh yeah, now. So
that's how you
what
kill
is
it.
it now?
no, before we talk about the event.
Oh, God.
Mary, it's the event.
Oh,
now.
my
Wait now.
God.
Mary will
Yeah.
be collecting landed property. Yomi will be collecting cars.
That you will
Sisi
never see
collecting
again.
houses.
Amen.
So, birthday of the year.
Mike's birthday.
I think we should just officially announce
Mike's birthday.
a party in the garden.
Yeah.
And invite some viewers.
Yeah, we should have a party.
Who's
We
going
have to go
to
to
be
news now. This party I'm
Mike's,
talking about now.
Mike's barbecue.
It's
Yes,
news.
Mike is
It's news.
giving us food,
Please
drink,
don't start what you can't
cake.
finish, because people could show
No,
up that day.
Mike,
and I trust Mike.
he's
Mike
on
will
his- he's
disappear
on-
right after
We have to
the
go to news.
With all the
This
sound
last
effect
part,
I
they didn't
gave.
hear it. News, please. News, please.
all the
We
sound
heard
effect
it.
I gave.
Everyone heard it.
So all of you that have been planning to get through to Mike, it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
All those girls that have
All
been
the
trying
babes.
to hang
He's very
back,
single.
just please.
Veronica has been on standby. News, thank you. Thank you, news.
Let's head on over to the news now with Veronica.
Single Mike.
Well, we need to get the details of the party, right, Mike? Well, moving to the news now, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has condemned the weekend killings in Barkin Ladi local government of Plateau State and urged community leaders to proffer solutions for lasting peace. Osinbajo was in the state and said he was shocked to hear about the incident despite a peace pact recently signed by 50 nationalities in the area. The vice president assured Plateau people that President Buhari has ordered all security agencies to ensure the perpetrators are arrested and prosecuted. In the meantime, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, says the force has deployed a special intervention force to Plateau State. This comes after an attack that led to the death of 86 people. The intervention force comprises an intelligence response team, special tactical squad, 5 armored personnel carriers, surveillance helicopters, and 3 police mobile force units. According to Force Police spokesman Jimoh Moshood, the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations has relocated to Plateau State to coordinate and supervise operations on the ground. The All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State has dismissed the employment forms rolled out by the Ekiti State government as a ploy to defraud the people of Ekiti State of their votes. The APC governorship candidate Kayode Fayemi urged the Ekiti people not to be fooled by the forms rolled out in the twilight of the present administration. Fayemi questioned why it took 3.5 years to ask people to obtain employment forms for which they require permanent voter cards to fill. In a quest to ensure that students and broadcasters speak right, ace broadcaster Bimbo Oloyede presented a book titled Strictly Speaking in Lagos. She says the book seeks to promote effective communication for anyone who makes use of the book. Veteran journalists at the occasion also highlighted the importance of speaking right at all times. The book is a major contribution to Nigeria's media development. And that's the news of this hour. Please enjoy the rest of the show. Let's take the day's weather forecast.
Hey,
Now, I know right now you're expecting the newspapers. Surprise! I'm bringing you entertainment news instead. It's still news after all. But I'm not alone. I've got Foladele right here.
Hi.
And we'll be giving you what's happening in the world of entertainment. So Foladele, D'banj lost his son. That's where we start from today.
Yes, Mary. To be honest, there isn't much to say about this because, of course, you want to be respectful of the family. And so you don't want to go too deep into details. And you don't even have confirmed details, to be honest.
Exactly.
All we have are reports that, you know, he drowned in the family pool at the Ikoyi residence. But of course, all D'banj has said was he put up a black picture on his page on Instagram. And of course, he said, my God, it's trying times, but my God is still forever faithful, which I thought was nice, you know, and that he has something to hold on to in these times. But look, it's very sad. And I think, yeah, that's it.
Well, moving on to the BET Awards, just about 2 days ago, in fact, more or less yesterday morning, the wee hours of the morning, Davido won Best International Act.
See, Mary, this is amazing because, first of all, the first thing we need to say here is this happened on the main stage. Normally, what would happen was there would be a separate, there would be a separate gathering for these kind of awards, but he came on the main stage. My only thing was, I thought his speech was, So he comes on and he talks about, you know, come to Africa, people, eat our food, wear our clothes. And I'm like, eh? Now, it was nice that he mentioned us. He, you know, he spoke about Africa, even mentioned Nigeria, but I just expected more. I felt like, okay, maybe a more put-together speech. You can't win, you know. People say, you can't please people. If you didn't say Africa now, you say he didn't say Africa. He said Africa, yes, but I just wish, you know, he spoke more about, even talked about the fact that, I wish he talked about the fact that we're on the main stage this time. You know, we've been put at the back for so long, and then finally this is happening on the main stage. International, African music is going international. I wish he had more of a, like, better constructed speech.
I believe we could excuse him for that, being that he was excited.
And
there's a
maybe
possibility he didn't even expect to win it. You know, he was in the same category as Tiwa Savage. And the backstage...
Fally Ipupa, I mean, Casper Nyovest, people from France, from the UK.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal, Mary.
Yes,
it is a very big deal. And he talked about, look, let's collaborate. He was like, let's collaborate, let's collaborate. So, and he promoted his album as well. I was like, this guy. But, you know, it was cool. It was cool. And it's great. It's a great win for Nigeria, a great win for Africa.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So away from that, we'll just quickly listen to...
Naija, what's up, my people? Shout out my brother Wale right there, my Nigerian brother. But before I go on, I want to send condolences to my big brother, the actual artist that paved the way for us to be on this stage, D'banj. My condolences are with you. You're my brother. And as I go on, I want to talk about Africa. My continent has been so blessed to influence so many cultures. Amigos just left 2 years ago. I remember when they came. That was amazing. But I'm telling you guys, yo, come to Africa. Eat the food. Eat the food. Wear the clothes. I want to thank everybody, BT, for putting me on this stage. I want to thank my management, my father, the whole Nigeria. Everybody supporting me. And I can't believe I'm here. But thank you guys anyway. Get ready for me. My album drops this year. Let's collaborate, everybody. Let's collaborate, man. I'm saying it now. J. Cole, yo, Quay, I'm waiting for that.
J. Cole, let's collaborate.
Yo,
let's collaborate.
I beg, wear the clothes. You're not even wearing the clothes.
Thank you so much for being here. It's been an awesome time. Well, that's it on the entertainment news. Let's go on a break. Of course, you know it's Wake Up Nigeria.
Naija, what's up, my people? Shout out my brother Wale right there, my Nigerian brother. But before I go on, I want to send condolences to my big brother, the actual artist that paved the way for us to be on this stage, D'banj. My condolences are with you. You're my brother. And as I go on, I want to talk about Africa. My continent has been so blessed to influence so many cultures. Amigos just left 2 years ago. I remember when they came. That was amazing. But I'm telling you guys, yo, come to Africa. Eat the food. Eat the food. Wear the clothes. I want to thank everybody, BT, for putting me on this stage. I want to thank my management, my father, the whole Nigeria. Everybody supporting me. And I can't believe I'm here. But thank you guys anyway. Get ready for me. My album drops this year. Let's collaborate, everybody. Let's collaborate, man. I'm saying it now. J. Cole, yo, Quay, I'm waiting for that.
J. Cole, let's collaborate.
Like, yo,
let's collaborate.
Yo, like, I beg, wear the clothes. You're not even wearing the clothes. But
Thank you so much for being here. It's been an awesome time. Well, that's it on the entertainment news. Let's go on a break. Of course, you know it's Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, Mariam Foladele spoke about that Davido receiving his award. And you see, he was talking about Nigerian food, telling the Americans there to come to Nigeria and eat. And I wonder, you know, is food really the first thing? I don't know. Was there something? Can you smell a fish or something around there? But then I think it was quite a very good one for Africa.
It's Asu I can smell. It's Asu. What fish are you smelling? Somebody cannot talk about Nigerian food again. No, somebody cannot talk about Nigerian food again. Excuse me. I'm saying, let me say, so as he's talking about food now, he's talking about choma. That's what you want to say now. Say what you. No, it's what you want to say. Say it. Say it's what you want to say. What's wrong with talking? So he cannot talk. So it's only choma that is cooking now in Nigeria.
Yes, now.
It's only choma that is cooking.
They sang song for her. They bought car for her.
Excuse me. Don't be jealous. Kuku go and be dating Davido now. You don't, because you turn to woman. Go and look for husband.
I'll go and date chef.
That's all.
After this, someone just talking about. I'll go and date chef.
Come to Africa, eat our food. So it's only Chama that is cooking. Just ask somebody to get angry early in the morning. What's all this?
It's
funny way I was talking about Nigeria and say,
okay, that's what I'll do.
Please, I don't want problem.
I'm sorry about it.
Anita, this morning is normal. You are not saying such. Excuse me, please.
It's great to have you. You're welcome. Great to have you. Hope you are good now. All right, born Sani Michael.
Don't, please.
Born Sani Michael, MC Lively.
Wait. There's no order. This maybe there's order that you used to do.
No, let them know you.
What do you want to do?
Agidi now, they need to know who you.
Okay.
Because they just see that someone just entered the screen now. The way we
I don't know.
Someone just entered their screen like that.
I don't know he wants to explain me. Yeah, explain.
Okay.
Explain me.
All right. He's Sani Michael, MC Lively, also known comically as Mr. Agidi. He's an OAU trained lawyer. Now, some of you might be surprised about that. You're a lawyer. As you are like this.
Move forward.
All right. But he's a comedian by profession. He began his career in comedy in 2016 and has been steady on the rise as a situational and realistic comedian. MC Lively uses comical tools to address topical issues in Nigeria, usually portraying himself as an angry, unemployed youth with a bag. It's
a very angry morning for me.
Okay, yes, I know. There's quite a lot, considering the state of the country, the killings and all of that.
I'm just angry.
You're always angry.
No, this particular one is because before they say maybe some people are waiting outside to arrest somebody. I'll not even talk too much.
I have to talk. Don't worry. I'll ensure your safety.
You ensure my safety?
Yes, I'll ensure your safety.
Because a lot of times they'll be killing people. The person that kill people come out and say, it is us that kill because we kill because of car, and they're still saying we arrest the perpetrator. You know the perpetrator already. He has come out to say it. We are nobody.
Let's hope we can get that resolved, right? It's great to have you there. All right, now a part of you that people don't really know, and I spoke about it. You are a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Were you called to bar?
Yes, now.
Like called to bar? They had ceremony. You stood up.
No, it's called to restaurant. I said they called me to bar. Is it your call to bar?
Yeah, I don't go back because it's hard having to reconcile both characters. A lawyer, you expect that calm demeanor, that poise and all of that.
No,
but you're the exact opposite of a lawyer.
That's wrong.
You're the exact opposite.
That's wrong. Go and check the most influential lawyer in Nigeria. They are not calm. Yes. Galify me. Are those kind mad people?
So wait. No. So lawyers are expected to be mad?
No, normally when you are not normal, mad normal. You understand?
Yeah.
Bao is bad.
So that's mad. No, but Faz is calm.
Faz?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but then now, you know, moving over your profession from the law, did you practice? How long did you ever practice as a lawyer?
I only practiced when I was doing youth service.
Youth service? Did you represent anybody?
No.
You can't now.
I went to court a couple of times, but it was exhausting.
It was, eh?
It was boring.
It was boring.
I wanted to kill myself.
Okay, we'll talk more about that, because that's a part of you that people don't really know. But then let's take a look at one or two of his skits.
Thank you. Good morning, bros. Morning, old brother. How are you?
Very fine. Real quick, please. Is the police your friend?
Police, LAPD police, South Africa.
No, the Nigerian
all those Ghana police, their friend, eh?
The Nigerian police.
Nigerian police? Yes, friend of, who is their friend? Nobody, Nobody, even them, they are not their friend. Even them, they are not their friend. People that are chasing young, successful men all around, calling everybody, Yahweh. Police and thief is the game that we used to play when we were small. Police and thief. I don't know the difference between police and thief nowadays. Most of the police, they are now thieves. They are not trustworthy. They are not anything. It's even us that is God that's protecting us. After God, we are the one protecting ourselves. We go and let Avengers very soon. God will protect us in this country. After Avengers, maybe vigilante. What like people, Nigerian police? What's all the police that cannot do ordinary, that cannot transmit, that cannot transmit. Sorry, that cannot what the whole friend of police. That's for all of us money. I don't know why it's Uncle. All of us just go separate. That's the best thing. I just got to beg you.
Uncle, just one question. Now, do you think Nigeria will win the World Cup?
Which World Cup? Which World Cup? You know what's match yesterday? Which World Cup? Nigeria play like Don't question people. They're wicked. We thought the problem we have in this country. They still beat us like that. They still beat us. Tap us, 90 minutes. Only one shot. We have. It's like the tower, like with spiritual chain. One of our players even falling down, like one of Jericho, falling down like somebody who's on down.
Okay, so this was throwback. This was just for Iceland, because I know after Iceland you have a different view about it.
I don't beat now.
Yeah, what take Argentina today? What do you have to say about that match?
We'll beat them. We'll use it. It's juju we use for them, because you can't use normal legs.
I said it. When that Messi should not wake up. He has been sleeping since.
Okay, Messi. We'll use juju for them.
You think they don't have juju themselves?
Argentina, which juju do you have?
Messi alone is a jazz man. Very strong one.
Forget that juju that they have used on it. It won't work today. we have got into it.
Okay, but what are your expectations for our match?
That we win. Please, so the whole world is waiting for us to win.
All right, something I want to ask now.
Because they could say Nigeria is the poorest country in the world now. They say we have the most poorest people. Yeah, they even say that they want to dash. They say they see Abacha money that they want to dash poorest of poorest.
So I heard.
No brain in the government. No. How do you want to see poorest of poorest? How do you want to do it? So they will not be. So is that where you are registering that I'm poorer than Kini? So as I'm here, I'm not gonna register that I'm poorer than you. You're not gonna register. Is maybe this auntie will not say he's poorer than Kini? What kind of?
How would you find out? How would you?
How would they find out who is poorer or poorest?
When we get to that time, we'll cross the bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, that's 87 million Nigerian poor now.
We'll cross that bridge.
87.
That's really much. Okay. Now, at what point did you know, as an Instagram sensation, at what point, where was that eureka moment? When did you know that I'm going to make it on this platform? When did it happen to you?
No point too. I've still not made it yet. I'm still going to make it. Everybody is pushing forward.
But at this point, there's some level of recognition. You have that, people know what you're doing. People respect you for what you do.
Yeah.
So at what point did you move into that stage?
I think that was late December.
Okay, last year.
Yeah, December last year.
Okay, and how was there a particular skit, or was it?
Like skit.
And that was it. That was it for you.
That was the skit that people wanted, and it came out, and we were like.
So now you spoke about the profession of law as boring and all that. Would anything ever make you go back to practice?
I don't like it. It's boring. I
So
didn't
why
study
did you
it because I wanted to practice. I studied because I wanted to find myself. I needed time to find myself. I was a very confused teenager. So I needed time to develop myself. see what I can do, where I can fit in, this one, that one, this one, that one. That's why I studied law, because I know law will give me a lot of time, give me a lot of exposure, make me mix with people, entertainment, do everything. So I studied law because I know that law would help me.
So it was you always knew that it was going to be a stepping stone, like a process up until where you want to
The only reason I was going to study law was if I didn't actually find what I was meant to do before I finished. And I found it out very late, very, very late. 500 level, that was when I started MCing.
Wow.
Very, very late. Many people still wonder how. Many people that I went to school with, they look at me now and they wonder, how? This is a complete difference from what we saw.
All of that.
I was building myself. So I used law as a platform.
As a platform and all of that.
So it's boring.
All right. Moving forward, I know you started acting. You ventured into acting. What are your plans? What should people look out for? What should we look forward to?
What I've always wanted to do, 3 years ago, I plan to have a comedy talk show. I'm a talker. That's what I do. I talk. I don't think I am a comedian. I just talk. I talk a lot. Sometimes I talk, people laugh. Do you understand?
True.
I just talk a lot. Do you understand? So I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm not the natural, the normal kind of comedian. I like that. I'm a sit-up.
I like that.
A sit-up comedian.
What's in this your bag there?
Don't worry about it. It's not time. Where it's time, we reveal it to the world. Your world will know. Why is this time? But for now, it's not time. You didn't pay me. You didn't pay me. The money that you pay me to reveal what's inside this bag.
Who told you? See why you?
This cake that I'm looking at in this, what's going to happen to the cake?
It's not for you. But you tell us what's inside the bag. We are not getting. I don't see the cake.
People, I know people are not seeing the cake, but there's one cake here. People still show it, Abi. This cake must reach my hand.
We'll still share later. So we spoke about acting. Is there any plan for a movie or production, a series or something like that?
I get featured in movies.
Okay.
No, I don't have any plans to create anyone. Not anytime soon. I think I'm the kind of person that believes that movies should take a lot of...
Who told you? See why you...
This cake that I'm looking at in this, what's going to happen to the cake?
It's not for you, but you tell us what's inside the bag. We are not getting. I don't see the cake.
People, I know people are not seeing the cake, but there's one cake here. People still show it, Abi. This cake must reach my hand.
We'll still share later. So we spoke about acting. Is there any plan for a movie or production, a series or something like that?
I get featured in movies.
Okay.
No, I don't have any plans to create anyone. Not anytime soon. I think I'm the kind of person that believes that movies should take a lot of time.
Okay.
A lot of time and a lot of process, a lot of effort. I'm not very, very comfortable with the way we shoot movies in Nigeria.
Great one. All right, he will still be with us later on to have a taste of that cake he has been talking about.
Must have to
show us in the back. We'll take a break now, and when we get back, we'll be talking Russia 2018.
Oil, healthy for you.
Are we going to dance Shaku Shaku by 9 p.m. this night? Or are they going to use us and are they going to mess us up? Well, that will be much later, but then we'll talk about that and other stuff. I would have to start with the Spain-Morocco match. I've got MC Lively with me. It's great to have you. This time we're talking serious. We're not doing all that. This thing.
Standing that you put me, standing you put me before. Don't try it again.
Oh God, if you do it
so
again.
So there's sit here, you're not punishing somebody.
Sit is not good for someone like you. See the way you're talking now. Yeah. See the way is that used to sit. See the way you're sitting down.
Excuse me. If you don't want problem, once I say something, just agree with me.
Okay.
Don't tell somebody to stand there so I can see that's money.
You're right.
No, the code is catching me that place. I could not even vociferous well.
All right, so
you said Spain.
Yeah, Spain, Morocco.
Football has changed. They do Spain digi. You know when they go someone digi.
You know, Spain, of course, they are tournament favorites. We expect them to.
There's no favorites in this tournament.
Now, they went up against Morocco. Morocco didn't have anything to fight for. Understand? And they gave Spain, it had to take a late VAR, extra time.
Undeserved.
Undeserved. Do you think so?
Undeserved
that
goal.
That particular goal, the Spanish and by Iago Aspas.
They outclassed Spain. Morocco deserved to win that game. Iran deserved to win the game against Portugal. And countless of other games like that.
Iran should have won because it was a shocker. If Iran had scored that goal, Portugal out, Iran qualify as top of the group. That would have been the biggest shock ever.
See, it just goes to show that football has changed. Football has changed. In the olden days, that's why you be saying this team will beat this 1-5. You'll be shocked what will happen in knockout stages because now every team know that once they go out there, it is 11 versus 11. And that's what I'm not scared about tonight. Especially if Nigerians if we are prepared enough. I believe that we're prepared enough. I'm not scared that Argentina has been beating us in the past 2, 3, 4 World Cups. It is not even an issue because football, the dynamics of football has changed. Any team can beat any team.
But if Argentina was in top form, I would have said that there would have been some, there would be a little bit of maybe carelessness from them. But they have not. They have something to prove. They have to win this match to qualify. A draw is not going to be good enough for them.
They're saying the same thing. Now, at the same time, they are not going to tie our leg. We have to win the match.
Argentina have the best attack. They came into the World Cup.
Forget best attack. We have the best Musa.
That's all. What's the best? There's no Musa more Musa than Musa.
What are you telling me? Argentina have I don't care what Argentina have. What I care what we have.
They have Messi.
Let me tell you something about life. When you want to focus in life or when you want to succeed, you want to go forward. Can't focus on what your opponent has. Focus on what you have. Because you focus on what your opponent has. See, let me tell you something. See, football has changed. It's only days. See, whether you have Messi, you have was Ronaldo in Portugal yesterday. Was Messi not there? Croatia beat them 3-0.
Talking about Croatia, Croatia will be up against Iceland in the other match.
Croatia will beat Iceland.
Yeah, and then Croatia. But you know the funny thing now, in qualification for World Cup, Croatia and Iceland were in the same group, and Iceland topped that group. They beat Croatia once, and then Croatia beat them once. So it was home and away. They beat them at home and all, and they beat Croatia with a higher margin, 3-0, and then Croatia beat them 1-0. Iceland now just have? Okay, they could still qualify and all that. They could still qualify, and then Croatia would need to at least a draw to top the group. What are your expectations? Do you really think, considering that they've played Croatia before, in qualifying, they beat Croatia beat them, do you think it's going to be a walk in the park for Croatia?
Croatia would not play to draw the game.
Sure. None of them will want to.
The game going to happen at the same time. They're playing both games. Nigeria's game.
Yeah, it's going to be at the same time. Yeah, the last match.
Croatia will not play to draw the game because they know anything can happen. It's football. You're not even hearing what I'm saying. It's football. It's not maybe Ayo Lokman. Do you know Ayo Lokman? That is when you calculate it or maybe Scrabble. It's football. Anything. 98, they can do. You can reach 98 minutes now. Go enter from nowhere.
From nowhere.
They carry second. They go and play one big team. I'm telling you.
Looking at it, most probably we come up second. We're going to meet France.
Don't say we'll come up second, please. I said what point? How many points do we have?
We can't come up first now. We can't come up first.
We have problems.
We have 3 points. If we beat Argentina, that will be 6 points.
Yes.
Croatia at present are on 6 points.
Yes.
You understand?
Iceland cannot beat them.
Iceland can beat them.
Anything can happen. That's what I'm saying. As it is now, Iceland can beat them. And if Iceland beats them, and we beat Argentina
with a good margin, with a good goal margin. At least we're looking at least 3 because they beat Argentina with 3 goals. 3-0 now. Can we beat Argentina 3-0?
Let's not lie to each other. Meta. Meta.
3-0. We have to. If we want to top the group, and we expect if Iceland should beat Croatia, we'd have to beat Argentina over 3.
We'll beat them.
Because now our goal difference is 0. You understand? Our goal difference is 0.
Forget about the past and focus on the future. Don't you? I know motivation. Focus. You are not hearing me.
Okay, what are your predictions for both matches?
I don't have prediction.
Nigeria,
I don't like prediction. Anything prediction, I don't do it because even when I was small, anything lucky, what they call it, raffle door, I don't used to win. So there's no time.
Today might just be your lucky day. You never know.
No, forget lucky day. I don't like prediction.
Okay, but you know what happens?
Maybe I watch football with my heart in my mouth. This is how we just be doing. I'm doing it. If you are with me in football game, you just be wondering what's wrong.
Now moving forward, looking at Africa's chances now, Senegal is the only other team that has a chance to qualify. Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt, of course, are out. And you know, it's funny. The West Africans are doing better. You know, Senegal and Nigeria representing West Africa and all of that. Now, Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt are out. What does this bode for the future of Africa? I mean, considering that Senegal, we're not so sure Senegal have 4 points. They should have beat Japan. It was a late goal. They considered that late goal.
African football, very difficult for Senegal to qualify because they're going to go up against Colombia.
Exactly.
Colombia is an extremely decent side.
I agree with you.
I'm sorry, but I'm still going to start talking about the government. Now, it goes to show that until we fix the major things that is wrong with us in the country, we really would continue to second-guess ourselves on the international stage. The only people making us proud are the entertainers, Davido and co.
Well, that's
a
big goal. I mean, this time they didn't give us the award in the backstage. You know, before they'll call us backstage.
First time.
So, but this time they give us.
God bless Davido. You say, come to Africa. Come to Africa, man.
Yeah, they should go.
You should accept, man. As we say. Come to Africa, man.
I'll give you assurance.
Eat the food, man. We'll give you assurance, man.
I like that. Okay, cool. But then now, one other thing that has been all through this work of VAR, the video assisted referee, has played a very, very important part of this World Cup. We've seen decisions being rescinded. We've seen goals being given that would normally not have been given. We've seen penalties being called that normally they will not get through and all that. Do you think VAR is an improvement or something that would make football better?
It's an improvement. Although they gave us a penalty last match now.
I mean, because
they gave penalty against us because of the VAR.
VAR, exactly.
It's an improvement. I will not lie. I will not lie. But it's difficult to get used to it.
But I think it's something we would get used to and we'll be happy about it in time. Because now players will be more careful. All those things that Ramos and all those kind of people will not be happening again now.
Because when you do, you know that referee will catch you. It's like, I will come. It's like, I will God.
I will come back.
Like, you know, God of nowadays, you don't need to wait before you punish somebody. Once you do it,
once. Okay, now, but finally now, this one has to, in our 2 games, we've considered 2 penalties. And we're going up against Argentina. Argentina, we normally will consider penalty against them. And you're looking at one of the most dangerous player one-on-one. What do you think? I mean, that penalty, what should our defenders do so that we don't concede a penalty today?
All this thing you are saying is not, we cannot use ordinary eye to play these people. It's God that help us. Calm down. Now, see, as they are playing the match, everybody just singing, send down fire. Like, Holy Ghost fire. That's all you'll be singing. If you sing that song, you cannot, all this, give on, you will work.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, MC Lively. You're about the best person I could talk sports with this morning. It's great to have you.
Great to have you.
All right, so it was Russia 2018 World Cup update, and of course, it was brought to you by Power Oil. Now we have to head over to the kitchen while MC Lively will... What's the song we're singing?
Send down fire.
Okay, let's head to the song.
Power Oil, healthy for you.
So you're singing this song,
What's the song again?
If you don't sing this song, I'm not...
Let's
that cake.
Where's
it going?
Until leave the bag alone.
Let's help you hold the bag.
That's how they do it in one place. They open the bag.
What's in this
Lay
bag?
the bag.
We need to scan this. Was this bag
scanned?
scanned?
Please open the cake.
Mike, was this bag scanned before you entered?
Please, security, come and check this bag.
Take this bag, please.
All right.
Debbie.
All right, you're welcome to the kitchen, MC Lively.
Welcome yourself.
Welcome.
Sorry. You are welcome. You are... Thank you.
We've been decorating the cake, and we have
Oluchi.
Yeah, I prefer to call her Baker Oluchi. And she's
I bake cakes.
Yeah.
This cake is like something that will get me. I'll be fat before tomorrow. So I'll just eat like one.
Mike, seriously. Talk
to us.
Okay. Please just tell us how we got to this.
Okay, so we're done with our cake, and we have it covered in buttercream. This design is called rosettes. Okay, so you do it with a tip that's called 1M. So if you need to do the decoration, you know what to use. So it's just a 1M piping tip. You just pipe in swirls all around your cake, and we have some sprinkles on top.
This looked like it took a long time, but we have to slice some for
so
MC
we can have him
lively, so that he doesn't come and just take the whole cake.
Don't let it be too much, please.
All right.
Please make it big, so that
watching my sugar level.
Oh, goodness me.
You know what is going here.
So we saw the construction of this cake from the beginning. It was
amazing. I mean, it's really.
They made it here. That's what guys, it's been his first gift. Beto. It's been his first gift. Just to give
you eat this cake,
Mike.
If you do any now.
Okay.
Different colors.
You eat this cake.
This is a coat of many colors.
Okay.
Which country flag?
Let's take another slice for the camera.
All right.
And then
which camera?
Yeah. So that we can see what it looks like. Go ahead. What is wrong with you? It's for the camera, not for us. But
so this is cake for victory cake today.
Yeah,
this is for Musa and the
we are celebrating the win already.
You are eating the victory cake.
And we have
Oluchi.
Yeah, I prefer to call her Baker Oluchi. And she's
I bake cakes.
Yeah.
This cake is like something that will get me. I'll be fat before tomorrow. So I'll just eat like one.
Mike, seriously. Talk
to us.
Okay. Please just tell us how we got to this.
Okay, so we're done with our cake, and we have it covered in buttercream. This design is called rosettes. Okay, so you do it with a tip that's called 1M. So if you need to do the decoration, you know what to use. So it's just a 1M piping tip. You just pipe in swirls all around your cake, and we have some sprinkles on top.
This looked like it took a long time, but we have to slice some for
so
MC
we can have him
lively, so that he doesn't come and just take
Don't
the
let
whole
it be
cake.
too much, oh. Please, oh.
All right.
Please make it big, so that
I'm watching my sugar level.
Oh, goodness me.
You know that's why somebody is going here.
So we saw the construction of this cake from the beginning. It was
amazing. I mean, it's really.
They made it here. That's what. Okay, it's been a first give. Beto. It's been a first give. Just big play.
You eat this cake, oh. If you do any now.
Okay.
Different colors.
You eat this cake, oh.
This is a coat of many colors.
Okay.
Which country flag?
Let's take another slice for the camera.
All right.
And then
which camera?
Yeah. So that we can see what it looks like. Go ahead. What is wrong with you? It's for the camera, not for us. But
so this is cake for victory cake today.
Yes.
This is for Musa and
we are celebrating the win already.
You are eating the victory cake before the battle.
Yes.
I like that.
So that whatever happens, we've eaten it and celebrated.
I think.
Okay, we have to go now.
You should have finished me with this cake that you give me.
All right.
You should have finished me. See the cake.
Yummy.
We have to wrap up.
Wrap up what?
Thank you so much for watching. But we will be back again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Thank you to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. And of course, Fola at Fola's Place for the hairstyling. Thank you.
Thank you, Fola. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the show. It's going to be exciting.
All right.
This guy is too extra.
They focus on you. They should focus on me too. Focus on me now. Director. Director, focus on me. Tell me to do my own goodbye now.
The show is over.
So, all right.
That's all I want to
say. It's nothing I want to say.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
See you.
Bye.